Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back, at least for me, right? I'm sorry for the late upload. I've been so busy playing so much Highguard, guys. I've been playing it so much. I mean, look at all this footage of Highguard on screen right now that I've been playing. Oh man. Yeah, so anyway, no really, Highguard is out, which is a surprise in and of itself, and in this video, I'm just going to get straight into it, following up from the previous video I made last week or so, which was about how strange it was that there was no marketing, no gameplay videos, not even a single damn tweet for the game, except for the ones that Geoff Keighley was making, because he's this game's #1 fan. Potentially, Geoff Keighley is also this game's only fan, but hey, anyway, now we know what all the silence was. It's because Highguard was going to be hosting a whole ass event for game journalists and some select streamers and content creators to physically go to and play the game for a preview, just a couple days before launch. And trust me, I have a lot to say about this ridiculous practice, but first, let's start with how things are looking generally for the game and for its status online. So the preview event, where the studio flew out a bunch of people on all expenses paid to hang out, play the game and basically get a mini vacation out of it, paid off big time. At least initially, and when it comes to giving the game a big boost on social media. Over the last weekend, before the game dropped on Monday, scores of people took to social media making posts like this about how they were invited to head out and try the game, and all of them had the exact same feedback too. They loved it, they were super excited to keep playing it on Monday, and they couldn't share much of anything else. Even I made a post, guys, check it out. Hey guys, I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but Geoff Keighley personally flew me out for Highguard. It is, as they say, great staff and complimentary service. I was accommodated all the way, the reception was incredible, food was great, drinks were exceptional, the game sucked though. Now of course, it was just a meme, nobody flew me out anywhere. If anything, I flew out from my bed to my desk because I was too busy making those last 2 videos on the ridiculous Knight's Path controversy. I didn't see a single post being negative about it. They weren't able to share much information anyway, because by this time they were all still under embargo, which was funny and only made the post feel weirder. Because the thing is, when you have an embargo date, it's normal for everyone to start dropping their reviews and their posts at the time when the embargo lifts. Like, it's normal, it's time to drop that content and you generally want to be first. But if you're still not allowed to post anything, that's that. Life moves on, you do other shit. But all these people just pop up out of nowhere making these posts with pictures at the event and vague praise like, "Oh man, this game cooks! I can't wait to play it more on Monday!" And one of them even called it the Warframe killer. Brother, Warframe has been around for years, and when Highguard is nothing but a memory, it's still going to be here. But anyway, it was at this point though that Geoff Keighley's tweets and all of this praise coming from so many people all at once out of nowhere started to get to me. What's that American expression? They had us in the first half or whatever. That's kinda how I felt for a second, thinking that hey, maybe the game really is good. It might just release to explode the same way that Overwatch did all the way back in 2016, especially because I thought that these were normal previews at first. But again, it had turned out to be a preview event at a venue with all expenses paid, and I don't want to be like rude or like right off the get-go and call everyone a shill who was praising the game beforehand, because game opinions are like assholes, you know, everyone has one, and even I have games that I like and that a lot of people don't. But all of them glazing it? Like, come on man, don't piss on me and tell me that it's raining. I don't trust this feedback at all, and I don't like this industry practice. I think it needs to end. This is a type of legacy games industry bullshit that generated the first Gamergate, with people questioning the legitimacy of game reviewers because they were being wined, dined, and 69'd in the process of making those reviews. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever to set up a preview event at a venue for flying a bunch of press and content creators in, unless you're trying to buy their leniency and positivity with access and with this prestiged feeling of being a goddamn VIP. It's not 1999 anymore. You don't need to set up a place that you go to in order to play the preview build of a game. It's not even about the game at that point, it's about making it a thing, and usually if the game is really good, stuff like this doesn't really tend to bother people, but in this case, where it's supposed to act as a counter-narrative to all the criticism online, well, that's where things get shady. Even calling it a preview feels nasty. Previews can be done from home. All you need to do is send the motherfuckers a goddamn email with a Steam code for the preview build. That's it. Easiest thing in your life. Then you play it. You can even get these people to play it for longer and form more complete opinions with it, instead of the incredibly restricted and time-limited access that you're given at these preview events. So not only are they a sham to basically have a circle jerk of press and shills rubbing each other's backs, but it's also counterintuitive as far as it goes to get a real opinion of the game because you barely play the damn thing. Look, for example, this is Jobomb. It's a chill, short climbing and platforming game. Levels get more substantial later on into the game, but still it's not meant to be difficult. It's meant to be sort of like Journey with a focus on light storytelling and music. This game released on October of 2023. I played it in August of 2023. That's because I was selected to do a preview for the game along with a bunch of other fans of the studio. That's right, the studio did a little preview event thing for their own fans and previous customers instead of big content creators. And you literally just signed up and got a goddamn code in the mail. Well, the email, obviously. I played it, it's not $19.99. I played it only for 3 hours, because my PC at the time was really crappy, so I didn't have a very smooth experience. But then I bought it fully on PS5, which is where the footage on screen is right now. You could have played and replayed the preview section of the game for as many hours as you wanted between the dates that the preview was live. This is how you get a goddamn sense of a game to give feedback, not by getting flown out to LA or Austin, Texas or Las Vegas or fucking Minnesota or whatever the hell place that this event took place in. You know, mingle with other fancy boys, eat and drink, and then play the game for like a couple of hours while a developer sits behind you telling you what you should be doing. Previews are simple. Make a preview build, set the time that it's going to be available for, send out non-disclosure agreements, get testers to sign them, and then send them the preview code. Done. Oh, and then, very important, especially for Highguard, an email with a form where they can submit their opinions and feedback in detail for the developers to actually be able to learn something from them. Also, preferably, you do these a few months before launch, so that any major changes can be implemented. And by the way, if you just so happen to get content creator complaints, you know, they're like, oh, I don't want to do this in writing, this is boring, I'm not gonna write a form, then stop sending them preview codes because they're retarded. Or send them anyway, but stop pretending as if they're previews because they're actually advertisements. That's all this event was. Instead of paying them to just play the game and do ads for the game, they paid for this whole event and called it a technical term in the games industry. A preview event. So again, events like these, I don't trust them for shit. While good reliable streamers may have also been invited, it's hard to trust anything that comes out of people who were paid to be there and barely played the game. This is part of the cope that some of these people are using, you know, they're saying nobody paid them to go play it and nobody paid them to give a positive opinion, you know, nobody paid them to make those posts before launch, posts that in some cases were downright embarrassing and forced. I mean, look at this one. Thank you so much, Wildlight, for inviting me to test play the long-anticipated title Highguard. It felt incredibly to play something that feels so familiar, yet so unique. I'll be playing more on Monday, bye! Like, what are you talking about? Long-anticipated? The fucking game that was revealed a month and a half ago? What are you talking about? Did I miss something? Either way, you know, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't matter to me. These people were still flown out to an event with all expenses paid. This is how access works. It's a problem the games journalism industry has been suffering for ages, and it's a problem that content creators suffer from too when they turn into this other thing called an influencer, which is what is the actual industry word for them. Why? Because that's how these companies view them. They view them not as content creators making videos for their fans, but as influencers to influence their fans to go out out and buy the latest perfume, or skincare routine, or sneakers with lights in them, or hey, the latest video game. I don't understand why this industry practice is still happening. You'd think that it's about time to let go of it, you know, for it to have gone out of fashion, because people have woken up and hate being lied to. Like, if your game is good, it's going to make it. It doesn't even need any extra exposure from content creators participating in such an event, especially when it was the last trailer at the Game Awards. Stop doing these VIP preview events. They literally serve only one function at this point. It's to make people skeptical about the game and skeptical about the creators who go to these events in the first place. Hell, I even saw one of them argue that they didn't go as reviewers, they went as people who just enjoy video games, and oh man, when did gaming become so toxic that now people don't enjoy things? Which is one of the batches of cope that are being used to defend this game right now, and we're going to be getting into that and laughing about it later in the last point of the video. Timestamps in the description, by the way, if you want to skip around. I don't even know why this game needed a defense force made up of content creators. I mean, it's literally free. Just play it. It's like 20 gigabytes, maybe 30, I don't know. Depends on the platform. Install that shit, give it a go yourself. The game doesn't really need any other defense force beyond that. You can form your own opinion in real time. It's insanely cringe to be seeing so much cope online about it. It's just yet another annoying campaign of demonizing gamers, I swear, man. I mean, look at this video right here. I made this in December of 2024. It didn't get much love because, I mean, I had like 4,000 subscribers at the time, but still holds up today. It just doesn't stop, man. You can't criticize anything without having game journalists and other industry people trying to act like kindergarten teachers about the opinions that you share. Like, my bro, buddy, homie, these people revealed the game in December at the Game Awards and set a release date for 1 month later, January. Literally no time to address any of the player feedback that they got from the reactions to the trailer. Then they spent entire weeks saying nothing and showing nothing. Finally, they invite a bunch of content creators and journalists for a closed doors event where you spend like 16 hours in the goddamn airplane, 6 more in transportation to the event, and then play a couple of matches. They all leave with embargoes still up, but you know, even if they didn't have an embargo, who cares? I mean, they just got invited to a premium press event to try a goddamn game. Their opinions are about as captured as Nicolas fucking Maduro. Anyway, next, no beta testing at all for players, no testing of any kind to actually get feedback from actual gamers, so that then, hopefully, developers could apply that feedback in the last few weeks to make the game better before launch. None of that was done. These were their decisions, this is it. Zero testing, zero data gathering, all they had was Jeff Keighley pushing their shit on social media, that's it. They show the game in December, set a release date for January, say nothing else for over a month, and then they drop it. And now, if people don't enjoy the game, they're not allowed to express negativity because, oh look, the gamers are back to being bad again? Oh, here we go again with bad gamers being bad people, oh no. Like, dude, we aren't the ones who came up with this ass-backwards plan. This was a really stupid idea, okay? It's not my fault, it's not Joey's fault, it's not Timmy's fault, it's the developer's fault. Maybe a little bit of Jeff Keighley as well. I mean, holy shit, he painted a fucking target on this game. I swear... I swear that if you're looking for a structured, cathartic critique of this kind of thing, give that video a look. Hell, I'll even update the titles and the thumbnail. It's crazy how, when I made that video, I felt like I was already late to the party with that criticism, and yet, here we still are, in the same boat in 2026. Now let's explore the game a bit more closely. So the preview people loved the experience and guaranteed we were going to love it too. But the reality was way different the moment the game went live on Monday. The game launched and hit a peak of 97,000 players, which is actually pretty good. Of course, let's not forget it's a free-to-play game, so a higher player count is warranted, but it didn't take long for the negative reviews to come crashing down. It is currently sitting at mostly negative, and this has also generated a lot of backlash online and really funny cope. I'm gonna save the cope for the next topic because first you guys gotta understand this game's problems. And so I'd like to start by saying, thank God that this game is free to play because I personally would have felt scammed if this had cost me money. And I'm not saying this as a joke, like, aha guys, Highguard is so bad I wish I could refund my free download. I'm saying this mostly because I felt so swindled by what the game was supposed to be, like all that the trailers were showing. Like this was advertising itself as a new breed of shooter, as this totally new and supposedly way better FPS game, but really it's a mishmash of various ideas and I don't know how well they work together, to be frank with you. As a mishmash of several ideas, there should have been more playtesting, but like we said, there was none. We never truly saw the game in action before launch. The trailers they showed for the game and the videos from content creators like this guy here, oh my god, Highguard hits different than any other FPS, are frankly misrepresentative of the game itself, especially the trailer. The montages are just montages, montages of action-packed moments in a game that sadly has you spending way too much time meandering around the map for no reason. But that's what montages are supposed to be. Yeah, but usually montages of shooters are like your best clips of your best kills and matches that are mostly played the same way that the clips show. It's just that you're showing your best plays. The issue with Highguard is that the clip montages and the gameplay trailer show this fast action shooter moment-to-moment gameplay that frankly happens in very few and far between moments in the actual game and never really happens in that scale, like it's 3v3. I'm getting ahead of myself, we'll get there in a second. The trailer puts out this idea of a more dynamic kind of game, sort of like Overwatch, where there's a lot of players in a single game and you're all just blasting each other. Highguard, on the other hand, only has one mode. It's a 3v3 raid mode and the maps are way too big for that kind of nonsense. You start in your base and you're supposed to fortify your walls with some limited wall fortification thingies. Fortifying your walls just makes them more resistant to damage, and you want to do that because inside are generators that the other team will have to destroy by planting a bomb that you can defuse like in Counter-Strike.
Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck!
Sadly, that's it though. There isn't anything else in terms of tactical depth here, like you can't place down turrets or bombs or anything like that, so it's trying to take a little bit from Counter-Strike and Rainbow Six Siege while keeping it very vague and surface level. That's how all rounds start. Then the game wants you to dick around at the start of the first stage of each match, gathering armor, weapons, tools, amulets, currency, which you get by mining crystals, and some other garbage from chests. Almost like what you do when you play a battle royale game like Fortnite or Apex Legends, you land and you go out looking for loot. This entire section of the game is very monotonous and frankly doesn't even translate to fun for me. I really don't see the appeal in getting on my horse and just riding around looking for loot or mining crystals that is going to be based on random luck. This isn't fun for me. And there's something else about it that just doesn't work, like it doesn't flow well. I see a lot of posts saying that once you understand the flow of the game, then it's actually incredibly fun. Well, I understand it. How many more fucking rounds am I going to have to play of this game so that it becomes fun? So that this weird break of game flow stops feeling like a design flaw and starts hitting like a genius feature. Because guys, I don't want to crash out right now, okay? You guys know me, I make videos on other people who crash out. I don't like being the one crashing out, but I'm kind of getting there. Because I haven't been having fun while playing this. When the game went live, I was playing Sleeping Dogs and Batman Arkham Origins, and I didn't even want to exit and play Highguard. When I did quit to try it out, all I wanted to do after the tutorial and the first round of the first match was to leave and go back to Sleeping Dogs. Since that point, I've played much more Highguard over the last few days by literally just forcing myself into it. Like I got a few minutes of freedom, and instead of jumping into one of the many games that I'd rather be playing, I jumped into Highguard to see if things finally start clicking the way that the internet keeps telling me that it's supposed to click. And if it doesn't, then it's my problem because I didn't play enough, or I don't understand it, or my favorite piece of cope, it's a skill issue because there's so much tactical depth here in Highguard. Like, this is one of the deepest FPS games ever, and your lack of fun isn't because the game sucks, no sir, it's because you just don't understand the complexities of breaking crystals, looting garbage, and pew-pewing your enemies. It's just not working, dude. Again, I hate the break in the game flow, I hate that that this is a 3v3 only thing in big ass maps, feels like I'm looking for a goddamn, looks like I'm fucking looking for Waldo, except no NPCs. That's what it feels like, okay? I hate that I gotta go looking for garbage first, and then when the good part starts, which is when the raid begins, when one of the team gets the shield breaker and starts attacking the other's base, it ends way too soon, and then bam, the rounds reset, and we're all back to our bases, fortifying our walls, and then heading out to play Minecraft and Fortnite again, you know, but breaking crystals and looking for chests with metal underwear in it, so that you can take more bullets when your enemies are spraying you from halfway across the fucking map. Like, I don't... Look, this guy is called Designful, okay? He made this clip as a meme, but it's accurate as shit, and it cracked me up when I saw it. He called it Highguard montage clip looking for org. Enjoy the part of the game that none of these content creators are going to show you in their montages.
No, don't worry. They're still in the Stone Age. I'm about to bring goddamn rocket launchers to them. They're like fucking cavemen. You don't understand. I'm about to fucking come out with rainbow armor. Oh my god. Fucking so many diamonds. I'm almost done, I think. They just keep spawning. They don't fucking stop. Yeah, damn it. Bonus loot! I got a bonus loot amulet! The fuck?
You know what I'd rather have instead of this, instead of going out looking for crystals again? I would rather have an immediate retaliation thing, like immediately being able to counterattack the enemy, like take the shield breaker from my broken ass shield, take it to the enemy's base, or do some high risk, high reward stuff, like while your goddamn shield is down, make their shield go down too, giving us the opportunity to maybe send one guy behind enemy lines to destroy one of their generators or whatever. But that's going to defeat the whole purpose of grabbing the shield breaker and, you know, running to one of the enemy bases. I don't care. Figure it out. You know, maybe do a small opening or something like that instead of a major opening. Like, I really don't know. I'm not the developer. What I do know is that whatever is going on here is just not fun, man. The breaking of crystals and all of this horse riding around, you know, it just doesn't work for me. There was one map that I played where things felt a little bit closer together and I sensed that I had more fun in it, but for the most part, I'm just not into it at all. The game also looks ugly, dude. Like, I don't know if this is Unreal Engine 5 or not, but everything looks really muddy. This might not bother some of you, but like, oh my god, I can't avoid it myself. I've been playing terrific older games in the last few days, like the ones I just mentioned, and others like Mirror's Edge, the first one from 2009, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, L.A. Noire, Max Payne 3, Half-Life, and shit, everything looks so crisp and clean, man. It feels like a breath of fresh air in my eyes. So many games these days look so muddy or blurry or something, and brother, I just don't understand why. I miss things looking crisp and sharp and clean, detailed. What happened? But anyway, I guess that's a topic for another day. Back to Highguard. Usually this isn't enough for me to just say a game isn't good because I know that I'm not a big fan of online shooters, but it seems that this is how a lot of people feel after playing it. Some note other complaints too, like the game feel just being all off with weird settings that look like they punish mouse and keyboard players, but something you can definitely always count on is people criticizing how the game feels off with all of these elements from different games that it's trying to take and combine into one, and the limited 3v3 thing. Like, again, this is how the trailer showed the game. Fast, quick, dynamic, bam, you kill one guy, ooh, jump, bam, you kill another guy, bada bing, bada boom. But in the game, this shit is rare. Combat is very sparse, except when raids begin. Some of the cope expresses how it's a high-skill game, but like I said before, I just don't see it. Most of my combat encounters have been me and another player running into one another, and then we just dump entire fucking magazines on each other until one of us gets through the other's armor and kills them. There are other issues that some players have also been complaining about where they can't get into matches. They just keep getting kicked off of matchmaking because of not being able to get 6 players in. This streamer had it happen several times in a row. In conclusion, I've been bored, disappointed, and again, totally misled. A good thing that this is free. If it wasn't, I would have legitimately not even bothered with additional matches for a video like this. I would have just refunded this within the 2-hour time on Steam.
And now
Yeah,
me
so
and this
dumb.
other guy
Now you're
have to
gonna
stop the
2v3.
shield
Hey
breaker.
guys, I'm sorry. This game is very, very boring. I'm gonna leave.
Oh, he's gonna leave.
All right, our random?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna leave?
Bro, I don't know. This game is.
Yo, bro played one game and he's out, dude. Yo.
This is neither fast or dynamic or reminiscent of Apex Legends or Titanfall. Now let's take a look at some of the entertaining cope from the community. The cope surrounding this game has been by far the best part of the Highguard experience. It has actually been a case where playing the game is far less fun than roasting the game or just looking at people roasting it instead. And some of it has been in this weird agenda-like form though, like for instance PC Gamer already launched that classic type of post going, "Hey guys, I've been playing this game for X amount of hours and I realized that it's actually so cool, we should totally give it a chance guys." They got this article out right now saying that it deserves a chance, don't kill it with review bombs, and it's just a PC Gamer ritual at this point. They did this for Concord, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Soy Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Star Wars Outlaws, as exemplified in this neat little mashup of screenshots from minimal effort. And the same type of post was also done by other game journalists, outlets for Concord back then, like this one here. I'll never understand why game journalists do this. Like, they'll actively try to kill games in their cribs at times, like Black Myth Wukong, Lords of the Fallen 2, etc., or give zero attention to big games that people are really interested in like Knight's Path, all because those games don't represent the values or ideologies that they support, but then out of nowhere you'll see them going out of their way to support games that people are just not liking. And while the mostly negative status on Steam may be a bit exaggerative and may be indicative of some review bombing, the truth is that someone went ahead and did a thing where they removed all the reviews that only had a few minutes of playtime, and the results came back mixed. Which does seem like more of an accurate assessment for how Highguard feels, but at the same time is abysmal and shows a game that people are just not enjoying. Highguard had 97,000 players at launch, and in just a few days that number has tanked. The reviews look awful and the player number dropped by around 80 to 90% so far. I'm wondering how it's all going to go in its first weekend, but it ain't looking good at all. And even if you give it a margin of error for people sleeping or at work or at school or people sleeping at work and at school, you're still looking at a significant drop, signifying that not only do we not have new people feeling like trying the game out, but the ones that did already left. Other instances of this was this god-awful article from Aftermath, which is a soy boy game journalism website, and just look at this amazing headline, guys. Highguard is yet another symptom and victim of a rapidly decaying internet. Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, oh my god, could you be any more dramatic? All this hyperbole over people not liking the latest, newest live service video game? It's literally live service 2, the live and the service. And this dude is having a meltdown over there being negative feedback online about it. It's pathetic. It's also blatantly wrong. Like, where's this guy whenever people are still having the time of their lives playing Arc Raiders right now with hundreds of thousands of daily players months after launch? Where's this guy whenever people are still praising and enjoying Marvel Rivals, which is actually a game I decided to try out myself after having such a bad time with Highguard? I'm gonna be installing it on Steam and giving it a go one of these days. Where's all this crying and whinging when people were playing and enjoying Battlefield 6 when that released and the boys were all having a blast, enjoying a return to boots on the ground, and making incredibly dramatic war videos of crazy-ass engineer-class players walking through hell to fix a mounted vehicle, or medic players pulling their teammates from the clutches of death itself?
No, wait. Wait.
There's all this crying when gamers got super excited when they watched a trailer of an indie game that is basically making Dieselpunk Titanfall. If you haven't seen it yet, please do, it's called Diesel Knights. Wow man, it's almost like some games just land and people really like them, and then some games just don't and people don't give a shit. Jeez guys, how could this happen? How could this be? This is truly the end times, this is truly the declining decay of the internet or whatever the fuck. Brother, just stop. Just stop, bro, like drink some water, go mow the lawn outside. Hey, you know what, dude? Here's the deal. Hit me up in private, we'll arrange something, I'll send you some money for you to go outside, head out to a nice restaurant and have a meal. Okay, it's on me, don't worry about it, it's on me bro, okay? Get a nice meal out, get with some people, take a friend or two, have a nice night, don't talk about politics though, no politics, no retarded shit from work, just a nice dinner out in the restaurant with some friends, alright? It's on me, you people desperately need it. Okay, I can tell. In other circles, we also had Cliff Bleszinski, who's a bit of a games industry meme at this point, with his own failed game that tried to chase the Overwatch trend and landed on its face. He joined the Cope Fest with this. When did it become trendy to hate on a new game? Been seeing it more and more in recent years, it's exhausting. Like, what are you talking about, dude? His failed game chasing the Overwatch hype, which was called Lawbreakers if memory serves, came out like 9 years ago already and was under the same sort of issue, partly because Cliff here was hyping it up like crazy too. I know it's his job to pretend that his games are better than anyone else's in the market, but it just rubbed people the wrong way, because then while playing Lawbreakers, shit just didn't manage to be better than Overwatch. So then 1 year later, it goes free to play, and even then nobody wanted it, so a few extra months later after that, it got its server shut down. Also, who does this guy think that he is, to be out here acting all high and mighty when it comes to gaming trash talk, when he was one of the people engaging in it years ago already? This guy is actually one of the few instances that I know of where game directors or game creators, you know, whatever, engaged in the goddamn console war. It's cringe, guys. I mean, come on, look, I stopped doing this shit when I turned 14. Cliff Bleszinski was doing it as a grown-ass man while directing his own games. First, he said that PC gaming sucked and Xbox was where it was at. PC was a dead platform, it was never going to go anywhere, it was going to die, it'll never be the home of absolute AAA bangers like his precious Gears of War games because of pirates and all this, that and the other. Then years later, when he was making Lawbreakers and he needed, you know, the PC gamers to push his game, suddenly he changes his mind and oh no guys, actually no, oops. Oops! Actually, what I meant was that the PC is the future. PC is actually the best platform, and PlayStation is second best, and Xbox is ass. He even referred to Xbox players who were upset for Lawbreakers not coming to Xbox as Xbox fanboys. Like shit, God forbid the Xbox player base expecting a basic hero shooter video game to release on their platform, same as Overwatch did. Like, what are we doing here? This dude went from sucking at the teeth of Xbox and hating PC to pulling a full 180, and that's with public statements. He didn't even respond well to backlash either. He'd come out of the gate with shit like, just go play Overwatch then. And guess what people did? That's right. They went and they played Overwatch and his game died. So frankly, I don't even know why people value what this guy says, like he's proof that he'll say anything to swindle his garbage out to anyone gullible enough to fall for his bullshit. Second, not only does he know how gaming discourse often goes, he was actively engaged in it. And third, well, the third is my reply to his post. When did it become trendy to hate on a new game? Right around the time that it became trendy for people in the games industry to make games that people don't want. Chase tiresome trends that people get sick and tired of, which is a huge culprit here with Highguard, because companies often look at what's successful and go, well, I'm just gonna make my own version of that, not understanding that by the time that they're done making their version of it, another 10 versions will have already come out from other companies, and people are fatigued and wanting something new rather than the same damn shit again. And yes, it applies to Highguard because this isn't new. This is a mishmash of things that have been popular over the past 10 years. And number 3, also right around the time it became trendy for game developers and game journalists to demonize their fan bases for not liking their games. There's been a big anti-fan rhetoric over Highguard, lots of posts like this with loads of interactions. Highguard is another example of why I tired of online discourse regarding gaming showcases. The rise of anti-fans is huge. Back in the day, if something wasn't for you, you focused on the stuff you like. Now people put as much energy into hating something as they do what they like. I think this is just way off, honestly. I remember games getting shat on all the time back then too. I remember massive disasters like Alien, Colonial Marines, The Mighty Number 9. Oh god, I was even there when Resident Evil 7 released. There was this huge split right down the middle of people hating the shit out of it while others were just loving it. I remember the rise of like Minecraft ripoffs that people bulldozed over. I remember other garbage games that got roasted online like all the insanely lazy movie licensed games that dared to charge us $60. I remember the rise of shitting on games doing day one DLC that released on disc but were barred away from us unless we bought the microtransactions. I remember the sloppy Kinect games that barely even fucking worked, brother. Every other Bethesda game also released with flack. Yes, eventually the flack died down and the fandom of those RPGs remained, but I remember the bug compilations for Skyrim and Fallout 4, even Fallout New Vegas, which some people did not realize was made by another team, and so it kinda wasn't Bethesda's fault, until they realized that it actually was Bethesda's fault because Bethesda put a massive time constraint on the development of that game since they wanted it released in 2010 so that 2011 was fully reserved for Skyrim. Like, dude, brother, Game Dad, I mean, holy shit, your name is Game Dad, you're definitely older than me. How is it that I remember all of this when I was just a little shit on the internet, but you don't? Hell, I admit some of these dramas weren't directly mine, like I wasn't in the sludge, but I watched it all documented on gaming channels that talked about it, like Angry Joe. Ah man, I was the biggest fan of that guy before he lost his mind and his balls. Jim Sterling too, another great channel that exposed and criticized all manner of anti-consumer shit. Like, please, give me a break, it's always been this way. It's just that there was less of it because social media amplifies everything now. And the most important part, the games industry was still something by gamers for gamers. So there were far less bad games out there than there are now from the activist infestation that it has suffered. These are just straight solid facts, dude. Look, I don't want to be dramatic or anything, guys, okay? But I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Sonic Riders forcing Angry Joe to go return a video game. The Fable guy, Peter Molyneux, lying about his Kinect garbage. I watched movie licensed games rip each other off year after year after year at $60 a piece. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. This other guy goes, I'm actually shocked that the overall consensus is that Highguard sucks. I played 7 hours of it and I was having fun the entire time. Games used to come out and people would just enjoy them. Pause. Fuck the rest of this tweet. You are delusional too, my dude. You guys got rose-tinted glasses on and full gas tanks worth of copium. Either that or you're tourists. Pick one, brother. The absolute confidence in some of these people coming online typing this nonsense pretending as if the games industry and gaming discourse was all sunshine and rainbows with gamers eating any garbage, slop or monetization scheme that was presented to them is pure delusion. We have always been extremely vocal about what we don't like. Gaming has always been a difficult spot for outsiders to break into with grandiose ideas of changing things because when we don't like something, we don't buy it and we express ourselves. A lot of people are trying to erase this, impose rules on what can be said, impose rules on what reviews can be written, like that group of people I covered a couple of weeks back who were trying to get Valve to filter out negative reviews. Lots of little outsiders and activists wanting to change this aspect of the games industry, the audiences, us. But the more they push, the bigger the blowout always gets. People should just stop. Make whatever games you want to make, but don't cry and complain and then rewrite history when it gets rejected by the masses. And with that little rant, I would say that this is a good spot to end it. I like making my videos meatier so you guys can have a sit down and enjoy while driving to work or having a meal or whatever, but I also want to push it too far. So to close off, I'll just show this thing here, which is, I've seen it from 2 sources, but I'm not sure it's 100% true or doctored, so keep that in mind. But it seems that Highguard removed the quote saying, "From the creators of Apex and Titanfall," from the description of the game on Steam. I can confirm that it's not there now, but what I can't confirm is whether or not it was actually there before launch. I do know that they did advertise it as such, but yeah, I think that's pretty much the way that it is, you know, it's for the best too, because, you know, I played Apex, I played Titanfall, and both of those games were just better than this. It's not that Highguard is this massive mess, this hideous, disgusting blob of a video game, it's not, but it's a game that leaves much wanting while at the same time having presented itself as the biggest, newest thing, a new breed of a shooter. While there are things that might definitely help it, with very small changes that they could implement within just a couple of weeks, such as ditching the 3v3 model and adding more players into the mix, there's still the core issue of the game flow being broken apart and split into these 3 distinct parts. This game is trying to mix a bunch of known elements into one game. It needed open playtesting from players before launch, so feedback could have been applied. In my last video I said the Game Awards trailer didn't matter, a good game would still make it, a bad one would not. While I still think that is true, I do see now why the trailer at the Game Awards made things worse. It put a gigantic spotlight on this game. Like right now, over the past week, every other post on X when it comes to gaming has been dunking on Highguard, with the odd post like the ones that I showed you coping about it. With less exposure, maybe it wouldn't have been so visceral for the team, but brother, was this game cooked since the start. They should have done some testing. Open testing, not random people in a room over the weekend, just open testing for everybody to be able to jump in, give their feedback, give their suggestions, etc. It's still not too late to implement some changes or extra modes to see if the matches become more exciting. I'd also suggest more maps. Like, these maps, they're just too generic, but ultimately, boy oh boy, I wouldn't want Apex Legends and Titanfall associated in any way with this either. In fact, I don't even know where the influences are. All this stuff about those games and how movement is going to be so good because of them, but it's like, where? Where's the Titanfall-like movement? Brother, we ride horses around open areas and then we can run, slide, and do normal jumps. Ain't no grappling, ain't no wall runs, ain't nothing special about it, no magical jetpacks, no verticality. What's the point of name dropping these games? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again, so it's over. Video done. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it helps get it more visibility. Subscribe if you're new, help me get those numbers up, and if I see more funny cope online in the next few days, maybe I'll make another one of these. Either way, you all have yourselves a damn fine day, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.